Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
Good evening, everyone. It's Monday, August 28th, 2017. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us tonight. It will be business as usual at Skyport Bermuda, even if its parent company Aecon is sold. At least that's the opinion of someone in the know and who believes any sale of Aecon could be a benefit. However, as Gary Moreno tells us, government is keeping a close eye on the situation.
The individual who spoke with us is closely associated with the airport redevelopment. Speaking with us on condition of anonymity, they maintain that any sale of Aecon will in no way disrupt Skyport's operations in terms of its management of the LF Wade International Airport once the redevelopment project is completed. They suggest if Aecon were to be sold, it would be in keeping with what many companies do as they seek to expand their operations. Any sale would not see Aecon moving out of Bermuda, but instead bringing new partners on board to the company. Although it was not clear what that would mean in terms of the company's local operations and the 35-year lease for operation of LF Wade International through its subsidiary Skyport. It was last Friday, via a statement on its website, that Aecon indicated consideration was being given to have the company sold, with two financial entities given the job of assessing the benefits of a potential sale. Attempts to get further comment from the company have met with no response, as Aecon is adamant it will say nothing more than what is contained in its initial statement. Asked the government's view of any potential sale of Aecon, Premier David Byrd responded, "The former government made the decision to privatize the LF Wade International Airport to Canadian company Aecon. The new government will keep the pledge we made in our election platform to review this privatization contract, and news of the possible sale of Aecon will be considered during this review." Attempts to get a response from the opposition OBA have so far proven futile. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
As our newsroom broke the story last week that Canadian company Aecon, which was awarded the airport redevelopment contract, is being sold, now Transport Minister Walter Verban recently visited the site and reiterates government is reviewing the contract.
The Bermuda Airport Authority is tasked with representing the government and the people of Bermuda as relates to the development of the new airport project. They have just recently been formulated, and they're going through a process of getting themselves ready fully for the task at hand. They've already done a lot of good work in that area, and they're essentially tasked with making sure that what has been planned at this stage will be delivered. I'm confident that they are doing that work well at this point, and they are fully engaged with the current contractors for the airport and with Skyport, who runs the airport operation, in making sure that happens. I was actually down at the airport facility observing the development yesterday, so I have a better picture now of what's happening from the construction side. I will be doing more and going down there and looking at more of the overall area that is the airport in general, but I am satisfied, having just come in 6 weeks ago, that what BAA is doing is what they should be doing. And I look forward to working with them as they further develop and finalize some of the mechanisms they're putting in place so they can be a good steward over the public purse that is obviously being put into that particular investment at this stage.
Let me be more specific. Prior to the election, we heard from, in particular, the Premier, David Byrd, that they're going to take a closer look under the hood, was the, I believe, exact quote, to find out what could be done, if anything, because the PLP felt like they and the people of Bermuda have been left out in the cold as to the real intricacies of the plan down there.
You're right, and it's in our 100-day plan to have a closer look at the airport agreement to see if we can get a better deal. That process is going on. It doesn't mean in the meantime we don't keep our eye off the ball and watch what's going on. We don't wait for that to happen and not still be monitoring and managing the situation down at the airport. We're doing that too, but we are reviewing the arrangement to see if something different can be done and get a better deal for Bermuda.
Stay with us, more news after the break.
Bermuda's electricity system is at a critical crossroad. Our aged infrastructure cannot support the island's future needs. Belco has a solution. We have proposed 3 major upgrade projects to the regulatory authority. Replacement generation, to replace aged engines to ensure reliability. Transmission and distribution upgrades, to replace aged overhead and underground cables to improve efficiency. Introduce liquefied natural gas, to reduce fuel emissions and stabilize costs. If implemented together, these projects will deliver maximum benefits for you and Bermuda. Stronger system reliability, more stable rates, lower operating costs, job creation, a cleaner Bermuda. If nothing is done, rates will rise and reliability will decrease. Your energy future starts here.
The driving factor behind young men turning to gang activity and violence is economic disparity, so says clinical psychologist Dr. Carla Bean of Maui, who claims this behavior often is not as a result of underlying psychological impairment. Following a recent spate of what police have described as gang-related retaliatory violence, it has again raised questions around the causes of this social disruption. Based on leading evidence, there appears to be no direct correlation to the presence of underlying psychological issues that lead to one becoming a violent offender involved in the gang lifestyle. So suggests Dr. Carla Bean.
But the main driver actually is not so much internal or psychological factors as it is economic. So because of economic disparity, a lot of these young people, because they don't have jobs or they come from low economic status families, and so is their way of gaining some kind of financial status. There's several studies that have been done that show that link economic disparity with high rates of crime. So where there's low income, where there is unemployment rates are high, then there's more likely to be high rates of crime.
Dr. Bean, who treats young at-risk individuals, explains a theory in gang behavior.
Collective narcissism is when an individual has this really inflated sense of value or love for the group itself. And so with gangs, they're finding there's actually research that connects this collective narcissism phenomenon with gang involvement. And so the gangs, the members become so entrenched in proving this value of the group that they're willing to do anything, and that often leads to violence.
Meanwhile, Dr. Bean does not rule out that some young men may experience mental health issues, but it's usually after the fact.
And that's not to say, again, that there are not some concomitant internal factors as well, but it seems to be there's no direct link. So these young people may be depressed, they may have anxiety, they may, because they've been exposed to so much violence, have post-traumatic stress symptoms. So these things may be at play, but it's not necessarily a causal factor.
She says young men have shown interest in alternative ways of making a living.
I am actually a part of, outside of Maui, family organization challenging and reclaiming the true essence of life. And so we've looked very extensively at young people here on island. So we have some actual cases where there was actually a group done in the prison system, and we took young men, most of them involved in antisocial behaviors, obviously, and gang affiliated, and brought in a financial individual that looked at teaching them stocks and bonds and trading and things of that nature. Very, very interested in that, and that piqued their interest because it was still that risk-taking, thrill-seeking, but it's a way of gaining some financial stability other than through the negative means.
The solution, Dr. Bean suggests, is to change the external circumstances.
They can become more self-sufficient, and then again, that can lead to higher self-esteem and self-worth, and feeling like they're more a valuable part of society. Many of these young people feel that they're just not a valuable part of society, so they don't even have a sense of future. So the danger that they encounter in these activities really doesn't mean a whole lot.
Identifying risk factors that lead to antisocial behavior are assessed in 5 developmental domains: the individual, community, family, peer, and school. In other news tonight, a man is recovering in hospital after being struck by a taxi Saturday night. Police say details are still unfolding. However, around 9:30 p.m. Saturday, a 33-year-old Southampton man was on the roadside near his residence on Horseshoe Road when he was apparently hit by a taxi. The taxi driver stopped and spoke to the victim, who initially stated he was okay, prompting the driver to leave the scene. However, 2 hours after the incident, the victim was experiencing severe pains and was admitted to the ICU with serious abdominal injuries. As of today, however, he is listed in stable condition. Police are appealing for the taxi driver involved in the incident on Horseshoe Road Saturday night or any witnesses to contact police on 295-0011. Now let's turn over to the AccuWeather headquarters for a look at what's in store for us weather-wise during the week ahead.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
This forecast is brought to you by the BF&M Insurance Group, and we have a couple of things going on here. First of all, we do have a front that is stalled right around the island. From that, we are seeing scattered showers across the island, not just today, but also tomorrow. We also have this right here along the coast of America right now. We expect it to develop into a tropical storm, and it will impact us as far as winds and also some showers coming out of that, but it's going to be far to the north and east of us, so we won't have any direct impacts. But Wednesday, that's when we'll feel 30 to 35 mile per hour winds coming from that storm, and also an increase of cloud coverage and showers. For today, though, here we are with just some scattered activity throughout the day. Any wet weather is certainly good news for us because we are still in a drought from all summer long. Humidity 76 degrees, winds out of the west-southwest 8 to 12 knots, water 85 degrees. Inside the reef, 1 to 2 feet, and outside 3 to 5. Taking a look at temperatures for right now, 84 degrees across the island, and again, some scattered showers pretty much any time. Taking a look at our forecast for tonight, it's going to be not too bad. Patchy clouds, warm with a couple of thunderstorms around, potentially 78 degrees for the low. Here we are tomorrow, a thunderstorm or two in the morning, followed by a couple of showers in the afternoon with a high temperature of 85 degrees. The high time, first one, 2:09 p.m. Monday, and the second one at 2:24 in the morning on Tuesday. Now, if you're here on vacation or if you're just traveling, we do have some gateway forecasts to tell you about. Toronto, 73 degrees with some clouds in the sky there. New York, cool conditions in the northeast, so 70 degrees for the high temperature. Boston, only 67. That is well below average temperatures for this time of year. Atlanta is seeing beautiful conditions, 86 degrees, and in Miami, finally drying out, 93 degrees, a bit muggy, and in London, 79 again, with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Here in the Caribbean, well, it is still wet for places like Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. Some storms could move through Jamaica, 90 degrees. For the high temperature in Trinidad, 93. Hurricane Harvey, we have downgraded that to a tropical depression, a tropical rainstorm, I should say, and it is still pounding Texas and into Louisiana. So here we are Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday's when we are going to see an uptick as far as showers and also cloud coverage. And as I said, winds 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts as that system moves to the north and east of us. But it's not going to have any direct impacts except for those wet conditions here. Thursday through Saturday, we have drying out, lots of sunshine, lower humidity. So really beautiful conditions here Thursday and Friday. Temperatures in the mid to lower 80s for our highs, and then Saturday, another beautiful day for the beach. Stay tuned to Ocean 89, Power 95, and Inspire 105 for all your latest news and weather.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
It's hurricane season. Here are some tips from BF&M. Before a storm, make sure you have a family plan. Stock up on food and water and protect your home. Board up and make sure your insurance policies are up to date. After a storm, check everyone's safety, especially seniors. Inspect your property and secure from further damage. Then note the damages, list, and take photos. Remember, you can always count on BFNM 24/7 during hurricane season and all year round.
Imagine a kind of comfort that's unique to you. Serta did. The Serta iComfort Hybrid Sleep System. The first hybrid mattress that combines advanced coils with our triple action gel memory foam. For comfort that cradles, supports, and cools you. It's comfort reimagined. The iComfort Hybrid Sleep System.
Exclusively available at Big Savings Zone, Southside, St. David's.
Bermuda's weather can be brutal on your car. The corrosion it causes can quickly depreciate the car's value and lead to numerous problems. To protect and extend the life of your car, Executive Auto Detailing completely sprays the underside with Z-Bart's unique rust protection formula. Then they use specially designed tools to inject Z-Bart's rust proofing into all the nooks and crannies. Your vehicle is now fully protected from salt, moisture, and other harsh elements. To protect and preserve your vehicle, bring it to the experts at Executive Auto Detailing on Market Lane in Pembroke.
Major international exposure for the island after a video of Bermuda's shipwrecks made it onto the homepage of CNN.com that receives 58 million hits per month. The video, titled Charted Waters, was well received according to CNN's travel executive editor Breck Fletcher. And the CEO of the Bermuda Tourism Authority, Kevin Dallas, also weighs in.
The Charted Waters piece on CNN.com, which actually made their homepage, which is pretty spectacular and went over and above our expectations, because their homepage gets actually 58 million unique visitors every month, and it actually lingered there for a couple of days. But it's a fantastic piece, and it's actually one of 3 great pieces that we've had recently around diving in Bermuda.
So this, according to CNN's travel executive editor, Breck Fletcher, popularity was off the charts.
It really was. So, on Facebook alone, more than 500,000 people have watched this one now. And it's one of those pieces where what it's a really great demonstration of is the importance of an angle and a story and something that sets it and Bermuda apart. So what's great about this piece is that it's not just a story about how amazingly blue our water is or how great diving in Bermuda is, which to many people who don't live here won't understand what's so special about that. Whereas this is an angle which has a real character involved, and the fact of wreck diving rather than simply diving in Bermuda is something that sets us apart. So I think one of the things that captured Breck's imagination when she was here in the story that we pitched her is not just that is not just diving, and it's not just wreck diving. It's this idea that Bermuda has somebody with this funny title of a custodian of historic wrecks, and that's a personality and a character and something that's kind of uniquely Bermudian. And that's exactly what we try to do in all of our marketing, is to pitch ourselves as apart and unique.
And you said there were 2 other videos.
That's right. So we recently, actually all on the same theme. So we managed to get a fantastic piece done for the BBC Travel Show, also pitched and hosted by the BTA. And there are actually several segments of those that are airing weekly between now and October. And then similarly, we did a shipwreck piece with Condé Nast Traveler called Exploring Bermuda's Deadly Coast. Which again is sort of similar vein, personality, wrecks, not just diving, but that narrative we found really caught hold and captured people's imagination.
The temporary floating dock installed by the ACBDA for the duration of the America's Cup on Kinley Field Road opposite the airport has been removed. As Mike Sharp reports, boaters are urged to beware of the concrete piles in that area.
The dock was installed in May of this year for America's Cup marine traffic, with the condition that it be removed post-event. ACBDA CEO Mike Winfield said, "We installed this dock to facilitate the large number of air passengers coming in to witness the America's Cup, including private jet passengers staying on private yachts. At the time, the planning approval was specific that it be removed, while the ACBDA has had discussions with various entities that may take future ownership of the dock and its maintenance on an ongoing basis. There has been no definitive agreement, and as a result, we have no option but to remove the dock at this time. We retain the hope that it may be replaced in the future for the benefit of Bermuda's local boaters and visitors. The public is advised that the concrete piles supporting the dock will remain in place and will be marked with reflective material for the safety of marine traffic. I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Turning to sports highlights, Flora Duffy equals a triathlon record. Bermuda's under-17 women's national team finishes qualifiers undefeated, and 3 Bermuda track stars compete in Taipei. Earl Basin has these details, plus a look at the weekend that was in sports.
Becoming only the second woman in ITU history to have won 5 World Triathlon Series races in a single season, Bermuda's Female Athlete of the Year and triple world champion Flora Duffy secured the place in history after a dominating victory at the 2017 ITU World Triathlon Stockholm. The win secured her overall series leader position going into the Rotterdam Grand Final next month, as she will enter the race with a perfect score of 4,000 points in an effort to retain her world title. At the place Duffy earned her first career World Triathlon Series victory, she returned to Stockholm knowing she was a marked woman, but that seemed to give her more drive. Duffy put the hammer down and clocked a winning time of 2 hours and 9 seconds, with Jessica Lermouth from Great Britain finishing in second in 2 hours, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Ashley Gentile from Australia finished in third in 2:01:39. Bermuda's under-17 women's national team completed their CONCACAF Caribbean under-17 Group C qualifiers with a 3-0 record, having scored 21 goals and conceding 1. This after they defeated Aruba 13-1 on Saturday night. Bermuda, wearing red, was on fire from start to finish as they built a 5-0 halftime lead. Bermuda would then score 8 times in the second half, a half in which they conceded their first and only goal of the round. Leilani Nisbet led the way with 6 goals, with Jaden Masters adding a hat-trick. Tiana Mullen would score twice, with Nia Christopher and Caitlin Medeiros scoring a goal each. DH Minus, Shaquille Dill, and Bruce DeGrilla all competed in the 2017 Universiade Games in Taipei. Both Minus and Dill competed in the men's 800 meters, while DeGrilla competed in the men's long jump. Dill advanced to the semifinals when he was clocked in a time of 1:51:20, finishing 4th in Heat 3, while Miners missed out on advancing as he finished 6th in Heat 1 with a time of 1:51:43. Dill finished 14th overall, while Miners finished 19th. Miners, like Abjob Jacob from India, would be feeling slighted as 7 competitors with slower times advanced to the semifinals based on winning their heats. In the men's 800-meter semifinals, Dill finished 8th in Heat 3. He was clocked in a time of 1:54:70, missing out on a spot in the final. DeGrilla competed in the long jump and did not record a legal leap in any of his Group B attempts. Bermuda sailor Sebastian Kemp let the overall lead slip on the final day of the Canadian Optimist Championships, but he still managed to make the podium. Kemp led the fleet of 65 sailors in the Gold Fleet going into the final day, but he had results of 9th, 8th, and 34th to finish 3rd overall with 68 net points. Christian Aben finished 7th with 82 points, while Leilai Walker was in 18th with 161 points. Genevieve Lau finished 21st with 188 points, while Rachel Betshart finished 36th with 262 points. Laura Hopman finished in 48th with 319 points, while Millie Lewis finished 62nd with 418 points. Sky Oliveira rounded out the Bermuda fleet, finishing 65th overall with 428 points. The Southampton Rangers are the 2017 Western County Cup champions. This after they recorded a 7-wicket victory over challengers Warwick Workmans on Saturday at Whitehill Field. The cup holders, Southampton Rangers, won the toss and sent the challengers to bat. The challengers were bowled out for 67 in 27.4 overs. Stephen Brimmer was their top scorer with 18, with Vernon Eve returning figures of 7.4 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 18 to lead the Southampton Rangers bowling attack, while Gennaro Tucker bowled 4 overs, 2 maidens, 3 for 10. win. In reply, the Southampton Rangers scored 72 for 4 in 12.3 overs. Gerald Simons was their top scorer with 38 not out. Jordan De Silva was the pick of the Warwick Workmen's bowlers with figures of 3 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 7. Reggie Lamb continued his impressive start to the season of scoring goals, but he and his Carlisle United teammates went down 4-1 to Lincoln. Nathan Trott and his West Ham United under-23 teammates ran out a comfortable 5-2 winners over Swansea. The Bermuda Bicycle Association's road race season resumed with the Bermuda Cycling Academy time trial. In wet conditions, cyclists took to the 10-mile course in St. David's. Dominique Mayo and Alyssa Rouse were crowned the male and female champions. Mayo returned from Belgium on Friday evening, recording the fastest time across the line in a time of 22:01.1. Matthew Oliveira was second in a time of 22:39.2, and Caden Hopkins finished third in a time of 23:09.1. Rouse clocked a time of 25:41.1 and was the 8th rider overall. Eileen Malawi was the second female finisher and 21st overall, recording a time of 28:40.8. Finishing 24th overall was the third female finisher, Zanique Williams, who was clocked in 29.5. The Bermuda Volleyball Association hosted their final beach tournament of 2017 with the Coppertone Same-Sex Beach Tournament held at Horseshoe Bay Beach on Saturday. Getting Hot won the men's 2 division, while Havs and Bavs won the women's 2 division. The men's 4 division was won by Zero Park Clutch, while the women's 4 division title went to Eat, Pray, and Love. Mallory began competing in the Caribbean. He took to the courts to compete in the Coca-Cola ITF Junior Tennis Tournament in St. Lucia. Mallory in the main draw went down in his singles match in a 3-set battle, 4-6, 6-3, 6-3. Mallory would then team up with Dante Ambrister. From Bahamas in the doubles, Mallory would go down in the doubles 6-1, 4-6, 18-16. The battle on the Rock concluded in the Hamilton Harbor with USA finishing first, second, and third. The title was taken by American Jake Earl, with second place going to Sean Ray and third place going to Hunter Verlander. I'm Earl Beeston with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Island Soul, where fashion meets comfort. Island Soul provides fashionable footwear hand-selected by our podiatrist that offers premium comfort. Located at 60 Victoria Street, Hamilton, Island Soul contains a friendly trained staff prepared to assist you with our vast selection of footwear, both male and female, with all sizes and widths available. Compression and travel socks, amongst other accessories, are also available in addition to a shoe modification and repair service, making Island Soul a one-stop shop for all your footwear needs.
Children are back to school from the summer holidays very soon, and you can receive a 20% discount at the Gibbons Company by donating any unwanted school uniforms as part of the annual Each One, Reach One campaign. Gina Spence Productions, in partnership with the Gibbons Company and La Plaza, will be providing free haircuts, school supplies, and clothing to families nominated to receive back-to-school necessities. This year is unprecedented, according to Dr. Spence, in terms of the demand for goods.
What we found this year, quite different from previous years, is that there has been a huge increase. Our numbers have doubled. We've doubled the amount that we did last year. We're also finding that there are still people, out of work who just cannot afford to meet those demands for back to school. Many people have lost their families through road fatalities, sicknesses like cancer. People have had strokes. We've had, of course, the shootings and the stabbing murders. So it has impacted, and I think we're beginning to see the trickle-down effect as many of these people were parts of families, helping toward paying for school uniforms and the like. And so many families find themselves struggling through this process. And so we are here to support them. We're here to make sure that every child, and at this point, We have over 100 children who are registered with us. Unprecedented. So Bermuda, we need your help, we need your finances, we need your support, and of course, if you have a gently used uniform that you would like to donate, take it to Gibbons. We encourage you to do that. The deadline is this Thursday. You'll be able to go by and drop off the last few items at Gibbons. The financial donations will be ongoing because we'll be helping students throughout the year, and so we encourage you to do that.
To nominate a child to receive back-to-school goods, go to GinaSpentProductions.com. The deadline to drop off donations and submit applications is this Thursday, August 31st. And that's our broadcast for this evening. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.